Welcome back to the People Lounge. Just a little personal update on where we've been and all this other stuff. Me personally, been doing some gigs with a little softball coach. You know, he got a little league team. You know, he's trying to get them to have some aspects like they're appearing on baseball cards with an introduction. That was a cool little set. I'm also dipping back into my engineer bag. You know, in front of the mic, behind the mic, we got some new artists that I want to introduce to y'all next year. We got some fire coming to y'all. Y'all gonna be like, yo, where it's been at? I feel like they've been missing. But other than that, been doing some personal writing with pilots of a show and a movie I'm working on. Let's go ahead and get to what this episode is really about. We got a guest host with us, Chris. Tell them a little background, your journey, what you been on.
Born and raised in Augusta. Been in Augusta since I was like 12, not actually 11. My parents got divorced when I was 9, so we had moved to Cali. Spent out there from middle school to high school, graduated 2014. Came back 2014, 15 year, went to AU in Augusta University. You know what I mean? Played D2 basketball for like that little semester. My mental messed up, couldn't really focus too much, so I dropped out of school. Went back to Cali just to help out a little bit, but felt like I was backtracking. So joined the military, been in since 2023, and been just working for the government in Missouri, and then I just recently moved back to Kennesaw.
What made you want to get into the military?
Stepping stone. I mean, I already had like it's a backup plan. I feel like once you always have like a backup plan, you already start leaning towards that backup plan. Like your main goal is not really your goal no more. You know what I mean? So yeah. I started slacking on that. Wasn't really being focused too much, and then it just happened. I also did ROTC in high school. Got a little bit of family in the military as well, but it was just something like, all right, it's super easy. You know, consistent paycheck. Life structure and stuff like that. Met a lot of cool people, traveled the world. Couple racism stuff in there, that's normal, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I've never been racially discriminated against.
You
know, it's like shocking to some people. My first thought isn't, oh, he's a racist person. He's just like, my first thought, he's an asshole. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I never had like a white man call me boy in a certain sense. Or I never like tried to like show favoritism towards another color. It's like every time I came across a dude, he just either jealous or he got some envy for me. You know what I'm saying? So he letting that malicious intent come out a little bit. But shoot, what was that like? Experiencing like what?
So you do basic training. Basic training is like boot camp for the ones who don't know. It really depends on your job, right? So like I was an engineer, so we stayed in the same location throughout basic, and then once you graduate, you still there at the AIT. So I think I was there for like 16 weeks. You know, so a lot of people who did graduate, it was like, all right, see you later. I had to stay there the whole time. So we met a lot of people who said they never met black people before. And, you know, some other people that said they never met, you know, white people before. So it was just like a little diverse. So, you know, obviously being from Augusta, you know, and obviously living in Atlanta and living in Cali, it's super diverse. So you come across all types of, you know what I'm saying, people and stuff like that. So it was just super weird to like meet somebody who never met anybody other than them, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. It was a lot of stuff that I guess they seen on TV, how if they were mad at somebody who were black, they'll call them, you know, the N-word and stuff like that. Or say me and you, we hella cool, chill, they'll call us like a clique. And it was like, we just cool. Me and you are struggling to, you know, make it through, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's a whole different structure. You have somebody who probably the same age as you, yelling at your face, cussing you out, making sure that you eat on time, go to sleep on time, stuff like that. You know, it's a whole different life structure, especially someone who's not mentally prepared for it. So I'm thinking like, all right, and at the end of the day, we're training to go to war. You know, no matter you is a cook, you know, engineer, MP, electrician, it doesn't matter. Like, end of the day, we're training to, if shit goes south, that we have to, you know what I'm saying, lay our life on the line and go fight. So it doesn't matter because, you know, a lot of people do take it for granted. It's like, oh, fuck it. I wear my uniform. I can be cool, you know, on social media, get a little clout. But it's somebody downrange right now who's trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't worried about like, oh, how many likes I get on Instagram because I'm posting my uniform and stuff like that. They don't give a fuck none of that. Them motherfuckers like looking you up and it's like, all right, I want to kill someone who look just like him. You know what I'm saying? So when you put that in your perspective and things like that, and really training and stuff like that, and really just like, all right, cool, like this is some real shit, I gotta take it serious, you know what I mean? And then your fuck up can either kill you or your whole team. So you gotta be the one to answer when you go back home and that person be like, oh, what happened to my loved one? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you the one that the reason why that loved one died, that shit gonna sit with you. And that's where like PTSD come to, involve. And actually #1 death in the military is from causing depression, suicide and stuff like that. And also training as well.
Do you feel like it's increased over the past few years, or?
I think so. They try to find ways to like decrease that. It's almost like kindergarten stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember they gave us this little card during basic, and it was like, if you feel it some type of way, pull this out. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not little kids. It's not kindergarten. And I think it's really just the mindset, like, everybody growing up, just black men, when we were younger, we was always told, you emotional, like, hey, tighten up, you know what I'm saying? You a big boy, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of them obviously carry that when going to the military. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go to the military for that life structure, to get away from where they came from, you know what I'm saying? So you bring in that life structure of, trying to be yourself, and everything that you learn is growing up. And we had standards to, obviously take care of soldiers, but we never lived by it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You would say like, oh, we have this, I have an open door policy, you can come talk to me whenever you need to. And when that soldier do come talk, it's just like, don't even take them serious. You know what I mean? I actually had a soldier, she wanted to commit suicide, and she really just needed somebody to be there for her. But the way they did it was, they made it seem like she was like having like an issue, like something was like really wrong with her. So they started making us like babysit her at her barracks. So if you don't know what barracks are, your living situation, almost like dorms. Ours look like apartments, I ain't gonna lie. Spoiled as hell. But, we were taking a shift. So me and you would be in the kitchen, chilling, while she in her room just chilling. You gotta really think about it. How would that make her feel? Like, she really came out to like ask for help, but the military made it seem like she had like an issue where we had to watch her like she was like a prisoner. You know what I'm saying? Because we do the same thing for people who do crimes. So like, you still waiting like on trial?
To that level.
Yeah, you still like on trial for something, we still do the same thing for them. Take shifts to make sure they good and stuff like that. So it's really no difference. I would love to have a huge decrease on suicide rate, but I feel like that's not gonna happen. Everybody can be on the same page. Everybody gotta be very educated on the situation. A lot of people don't want to be educated on the situation. A lot of people do see suicide attempts or successful attempts be more of a coward way out. I heard conversations like that. You know what I mean? So I think just everybody be on the same page with it. I think we're going in the right direction, but it's gonna take time.
I understand that, man. Are you still in the military, or?
Oh, no, I've been out. I've been out for, I gotta get out. I seen a little too much, what I ain't agree with. I see soldiers that look like us who made mistakes they wasn't supposed to make. I seen other soldiers who have, on the lighter skin color, Caucasian and stuff like that, and made the same mistakes. But they had like 2-3 chances where the ones who look like us got kicked out instantly. I don't get emotional when it comes to stuff like that, but I'm very vocal. And I feel like wrong is wrong, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I have to leave. And it wasn't for me. The military, like I said, wasn't really for me. It was just, I didn't focus too much on my first plan. So I know the military was my plan B. And I was just like, whatever. And then obviously a lot of people were just like, oh, you doing so well, you doing so good, why don't you stay in? I feel like whatever you do, you want to be good at it. You want to stay true to it. You want to be the best person you can while you're doing it, you know what I mean? Because if I don't do my job, I make no bread, you know what I mean? I don't rank up, and you know what I'm saying? And obviously you just, you don't get all the benefits that the military give you.
So how would you say the military shapes you, and how are you dealing with your mental health as far as like going forward?
The military definitely helped, I guess, like my viewpoint on life. When you come across like different people, different lifestyle, different struggles, because I went to Romania, Germany, Mexico, Ireland, just like different trainings and stuff like that. Once it had came to like, no, there's real life people really trying to hurt us. you know. And I'm pretty sure on that side too, they probably think the same thing. Like, there's people in the US trying to hurt us. We look at them like they're evil, and I'm pretty sure they look at us like we evil. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to my mental health, I try to mostly practice, taking things day by day. Talk to my therapist, talk to her like twice a month. The things that is like out of my control, I leave it in God's hand to take care of it. And try to be patient with myself, trying to find the root cause of the situation, try to see why I'm tripping, why I'm emotional. Like yesterday, I actually got my dog tatted that passed in 2021. It was really big of like my mental journey. And, I got emotional about it yesterday because, it was a big part of my mental, him leaving, that was like a real setback. But I had to like really like understand like why was I super emotional, you know what I mean? And obviously I missed him a lot, but it's also just the small conversation that we had, like he was a human, you know what I mean? When I was going through shit, I talked to him like, hey man, you motherfucker tripping, you know what I mean? So I was finding that root cause to see like, okay, like yeah, you miss him, but it's also the little small details that you had of him, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I just also just be in tune with my emotions. It's normal to cry, you know what I mean? I cried in front of the tattoo artist. And at first he was just like damn, but like it's cool, like emotional. But I think it was kind of probably like refreshing for both of us to like see, especially like men be in tune with their emotions, really understood it. Because at first when I got emotional, the small, because I got pretty much like the puppy portrait done first. When I see this one, I was like, dang, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck. Yeah. But then when he got done with this one, I was like, I was like, yeah. And then he started more talking. But then I realized this was my first picture that I ever took of him. And that this was the last picture my stepdad took of him before he had passed. So I was like, oh yeah, I was like all messed up. But then I was like, hey, shit, I'm human, bro. Like, you good. And he was telling me too, like, hey, you human. It's good to have emotions. It's okay. You know what I mean? I think like, I was so forced to try to be like, all right, it's cool, bro. Like, it is what it is. But like, I missed him. It's just anything you have any emotional attachment to. You know what I mean? I think if it wasn't for him, I probably been gone a long time ago. But very grateful to have him. I hope, they always say all dogs go to heaven, so hopefully you're out there chilling, having a good time, eating whatever. But yeah, it was an emotional day yesterday. But I knew that'd be like a talk to have with my therapist, tell her what happened, keep up to date with everything. But yeah, just being true with my emotions and allow me to be human. That's how it was. But just like the different lifestyle people come through, go through. I met one soldier, he was Indian, and he was just telling me like, for us, when we get married and stuff like that, we, you meet the right one, everything is smooth, cool, and then once the time, you like, all right, cool, this one. Like, he can't do that, you know what I mean? Like, his family, they arrange that stuff. So, I heard of it and seen it like on social media, like people talk about it, but like actually seeing it in person, I was like, at first I was like, that's kind of weird, but I can't disrespect his, his upbringing, because that's his culture, so that's it. And that's the same thing with like with us, like, we would want people to respect our culture. But the military, it brings you across so many lifestyles. Like, I know like with us, when we see like white people dance to like our music and stuff like that, they be like, bro, he ain't got no rhythm. What you doing? Like, why is you doing a cartwheel to the two-step? Like, what are we doing? But no, I mean, it was the same thing. Cause we used to go to a place called Rodeo, and a little country bar and stuff like that. And it was like, obviously we'll go in there and they mostly play country music, and they'll play black people music like throughout. But it's probably like total like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? So you gotta get in when you get in. But it was like, we paying money to come in, but we were only just enjoying 45 minutes for like the 4 hours it's open. You know what I mean? So I was just like, damn, we always talking shit about them, but if we kind of do their dance, we probably look like them when they try to do our dance. So, I just hit my white boys up like, hey man, teach me how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they taught me, and then vice versa. When, Soulja Boy, what I'm saying, two-step, Cupid Shuffle, talk to them, it was smooth. So come across different cultures, and like I said, it can be good and bad. Like I said, the ones who never met black people, white people, whatever, they don't know how to respect others' cultures. But the ones that you do come across somebody who very respectful and things like that, who want to know your culture, want to know how you are as a person, that's like when everything, you build that family bond and stuff like that. I think I didn't have that before going in the military. Like I think it's very uneducated to think all white people are racist. Like it's uneducated for the racism, to think all black people are the same way, right? Because you think about violence, everybody wants to tie to that to black people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes where, and I get it, people want to be trolls on social media, but the ones who really believe that want to put everybody in this box. You know what I'm saying? The stereotype.
So what do you think is the reason why they feel like that stereotype is like, we're gonna talk violence? First image that pops into my head is black. Why do you feel that is?
It showcased a lot. I mean, just growing up, obviously, if you wanted to watch fighting, where you go to? World Star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Twitter. Twitter, I mean, yeah, because it had like fight pages, it was on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie. Before I go to bed, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to see somebody get active. But it's advertised a lot. I think we so quick to give titles to the black community. We labeled the young men YNs. You know what I mean? And that's just like, why are we quick to label the next generation? Like, we need to teach them better. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I mean, even though they got their own shit going on, but it's like a microscope on black culture. Cause it's like, once we fuck up, everybody already quit. Oh, see, I told you, black people, they like this. And,
They're waiting on the fuck up.
Yeah.
If you get something right 70 times, that 71 time, they like, well, I fucking told you he was gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
He finally did the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that. I mean, but I also feel like as much as a microscope we still got that influence. Like what's taking place now, I'm not a huge fan of it. We got a whole bunch of ghetto shit going on. Because everybody glorifying these, loud, ratchet ass chicks. You know what I'm saying? With everybody's hipping these YNs, having the AK sticking out your pants, and they thinking that shit cool and all that. And, you coming across these young niggas, I'm saying the neighborhood no more. You know what I'm saying? So they'll approach you, and the first thing they think, oh, I can take a nigga off like I'm flicking a light switch. No consequences. And if it is a consequence, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But then you also got other clips where, when reality really hit a young, YN type shit, now you seen them break down, now you seen them crying, now you seen them reach out to mama. I feel like most of that's due to the influence social media got with the microscope. You know what I'm saying? If we was to pivot and stop looking at Cardi B, we start looking at somebody who, we're gonna say Jhené Aiko. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we shifted and we start going back to, the Prince of Bel-Air type influence, I feel like the culture might start to pivot a little bit. But we too glorified with everybody got slang. Everybody talking like they from the fucking hood, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta have a scam going on. I gotta come up with a thou. I gotta hop on a yacht. I gotta drive the fastest car. Half this shit rent, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Atlanta. All this shit fake. It ain't a real place. Most of these niggas you think up, the niggas struggling like you. You know what I'm saying? Calm down on the shit. But my whole thing is, what do you think would be the first step to shift that microscope so people don't feel too much like, oh, it's only black people that's really being looked at like that. It's really other people going on.
I mean, just the way how things going, I don't know if it's gonna be a change. You know what I'm saying? Just recent events that took place where different race that had, that crime or the same race took place. It was more excuse for the reason. Cause I know if it was a black person that committed a crime, they would say, oh, black people are very violent. It was somebody who was Hispanic or whatever, oh, this is why illegal shouldn't be in the US. But since it was a white person that committed this crime, oh, this person was a transgender, he has mental problems. And don't get me wrong, some of that stuff obviously is too mental.
It's the
But we
fact.
can't. But we can't. You know what I'm saying. But like I said, this is excuses though.
Yeah.
And then, or is we're talking about politics. It was like lefty, righty. I don't care. Left, up, down, right, up. GTA cheat code. I don't give a damn. The motherfucker was still white. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I think it's accountability. They don't want to, you know, take accountable.
I feel like it's mostly accountability, but it's a little bit of they know it's not gonna get that much clicks.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've heard that you do poetry, man. You're into writing poems and all that.
Yeah.
Have you ever did some what's it called, poetry slam?
Yeah, I did. My ass. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, so what had you get into that?
I first started writing poems. Mostly my mom. She write little poems here and there. When she was younger, and obviously, you know, I want to say when I was like 9, I used to watch her write poems a lot. My mom, she's a very affectionate person. So, you know, it come like Valentine's Day and stuff like that, she'll write poems for like, you know, her boyfriends all the time and things like that. So I was just like, all right, cool, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me try to learn that, you know, free game, you know what I mean? So I was just like, but I got mostly more in depth with it during my little depression when I was like 17, just writing the sad shit all the time. People fuck with it though, cause everybody was like, oh, that really, I feel that. Like, people crying and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Other people crying too, so fuck it. I'm gonna keep writing some sad shit. But I mean, it was true. It was like nothing false. It was just like the stuff I felt and things like that. But then once I had my, you know, through my mental journey, trying to be better, I was like, all right, bro, you can't be writing sad shit no more. Like, you can still like bring awareness to like the mental and stuff like that. But like, nah, let's move. Let's talk about different shit now. So other people can be like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, once I started doing that, bro, yeah, everything just, I started seeing life better. You know what I mean? I think just my range of writing changed a lot too. You know, I talk about love, lust, you know, hate, you know, just enjoying life, everything. And I started this new thing called soul poetry. So I write poems based off the music I'm listening to. And I started doing that, and that also kind of put me like in a songwriter perspective. So it's almost like I'm writing a song pretty much. And got a lot of feedback off that. And I actually got the idea. I don't know the poet's name, but it's a poet who I think she wrote a poem based off the music she would listen to on a road trip. So she was just like, oh, okay, let me do like that. So that kind of idea came back in like 2016, but yeah.
It sounds fire. What was the last time you went to a poetry slam?
2020, during like COVID, like after, yeah, I was like, everybody was like, hey bro, your poem's fire, you should come do a poetry thing. I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah, man. There's a reason why some people are like just songwriters, cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta do some practice. It's some, you know, it's one of the things I do want to practice on, cause I got invited to do like a music video of me like talking my poetry, and I was like, I'm not ready, bro. I had to be real, I had to keep it a bean.
Ain't nothing like sometimes you gotta dive into it though. Even if you feel like you ain't ready, you know, just taking that first initial push and be like, all right, cool, now that I got the first jitters off, second time I do this, I'm gonna be 10 times better.
Yeah, I mean, I think more practice, but it was just something that like, I guess like my ego wasn't, cause at first I was like, oh yeah, I'm good at this. You know what I mean? And I was the second time, but now I really like looked how I was like, I guess presenting my poems. It was just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, you got some key words, like your words hit. Like people read it, they fuck with it. But I think my delivery, that's where I'm like messing up on. And that's why I was like analyzing everybody else, like, oh, their pen game might not be, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to flex a little bit, like, their pen game might not be on mine, you know what I'm saying? But their delivery, fire. And that's what really like kills it, especially in that poetry slam. Your delivery has to be fire. So it was just one of the things I was like, yeah, I'm my ass. But yeah, it was, you know, some improvement, you know, get some, you know, self-improvement I need to do. But I'm excited though, on that journey, yeah.
Plug us in on some of the projects you work on.
So my project is Untitled right now. Actually, me and Vaughn we came up with some other names for the other one. But I have a short animated film that I'm working on, and I got 2 comic books. They're pretty much a prequel and a sequel to the short animated film. It brings awareness to the mental health. I promise it's not no sad shit. It's like a more creative way to, you know, bring awareness to the mental health. Super excited. I actually got invited to DreamCon to showcase it. So we, you know what I'm saying, we gotta take a trip. July 10th through the 12th, 2026, Houston. We there. You know what I mean? And have a live film that also brings awareness to the mental health. That one was more on the darker side, because we can't sugarcoat the consequences.
Ain't no shit going either.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, that like I'm saying, the short animated film, the comic books is more like all audience, like even little kids can like see what's going on, but it's more like superheroes and things like that. I mean, the heroes take place in Atlanta, so we ain't have an Atlanta hero in a while. So the different take, you know, the black cultures and things like that. But like it's in the live film, it's more on that darker side. But like I say, we ain't sugarcoat nothing. I think like I can't sugarcoat on that story, but I'm super excited. Mentally prepared.
Check it out.
Yeah, mentally prepared for it, and then yeah, excited for everybody to see it.
I'm also told that you're a gamer, man. What's some games you've been playing recently? Your favorite game overall?
Top 3, NBA Street Round 2, Def Jam Fight from New York. And,
That's a sleeper. Not too many people know about that one.
Yeah, and Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I guess Mortal Kombat and Halo. Those two are tied. Yeah. But right now, the Ghost of Yoti comes out next on the 2nd. It's like the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. You haven't played it, you sleep. Yeah. I usually say 2K, but 2K.
What was that game where you pretty much? I don't know if it's the same dude who made Snake. It's like you exploring a whole.
What, Metal Gear?
Yeah, it's the same person who made Metal Gear, but it's like you exploring. It's an open world. You travel with a horse or some shit like that.
A samurai?
Nah, it's not a samurai. It's like a boring adventure. Don't worry about it. We'll play it. So how you feel about the AI getting the $3 million contract regular?
Throw it away. Throw it away.
I feel like we should allow them to let them do it.
Nah. Hell no.
This is the reason, man. One, everybody, if you don't know, you should already know. If you get signed with a label, you already misstep. Let's establish that. If these labels, because here's the thing, everybody getting signed right now already got a huge following, right? Label dudes come in, they offer you a huge amount of money. Probably the most money you've seen ever for the first time, probably 10 million, right? When the label give you $10 million, you're not up 10 million, you down 10 million. You in debt automatically. So you already misstepping, especially with the 360. We already know there's so many negatives about these labels. Let them fucking give this badass money to these AI people, man. Especially with these songwriters, so you should know fucking better. What the hell are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing? And then y'all dumb as hell. Listen, it's AI. It's AI. Y'all cannot be that lazy to where you can't find no creative people at all.
I said throw it away. I mean, because you obviously, for some points, AI can be a useful tool,
Right.
but you taking away like the true art of like the hard work of people who trying to get on the come up. But you also taking away the experience, because like I think with people like artists, right, because you get to have the experience of going to concerts, meet and greets. How are we going to meet this person? You know what I mean?
Big ass screen.
Oh, we Zoom?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fake, nah, like play, meet you through Sims, the VR.